It's the Hume Football League report, and fantastic weather greeted to those that passed through the gates last weekend. And one of those that did, and it gives us our report, is the President, Phil Bouffler. Phil, how are you?
I'm well, thank you, Wayne. Good morning to you.
Great to be with you, and as always, a good set of matches. Last week was a bit buoyed by the Billabong Crows, and I gave them a bit of a good shout-out, but they let me down at home at Urana. The Spiders got them done, 15-8-98 to the Crows, 6-8-44.
It's taken a little while for the Spiders, how long to get into gear, but they've found a pretty good gear now, so they got off to a good start. We're fair way in front, probably 6 or 7 goals at half time, and then just motored on from there. So very good players. That Matthew Wilson's a good young player, and they got some good players down there. So I'm expecting them to be, people are talking and saying no, possibly the term that'll challenge Osborne and towards the end of the season. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. Good week, and the weekend before, and they're sort of back to earth a little bit last weekend.
Yeah, poor old Billabong Crows. They got done. Jared Lane with 4 and Michael O'Riordan with a couple for the Crows, and Reece Healy and Joey Kenner and Timmy Austin, the veteran, were very good for the Crow boys in other matches. It was a good win by Osborne. Regulation 15-12, 102 to Jindera 9-9, 63. And the Tigers just get it done home and away.
I was at that game, so good game. It was a good game of football, pretty close at half time. Close again at three-quarter time. Then I think Jindera kicked the first goal in the fourth quarter. Everyone's going, oh, here we go. Might be another grand final. But Osborne just slipped into gear and they just motored away. So I think they kicked 6 or 7 goals in the last quarter and had a good win in the end. I think Hayden Armstrong kicked a few. So that was a good win to Osborne.
It was. Trent Castles kicked a few too on his welcome back return to the Bulldogs. 6 goals out of their total of 9. 4 to Hayden Armstrong, 3 to Riley Watson, Deck Galvin, and a couple of goals from him, and Martin Barr and Duncan McMaster, a couple of the regulars doing some good things. And Lockhart, this was good for the boys there at home, 10-15-75. Culcan 4-13-37. I have said it this year, I've been impressed with where Lockhart have been going, and this is a terrific win for them.
Very good win. So they're good side, Culcan. So they've had a couple of wins, and that's so. Lockhart were too strong. I think we both tipped them, Wayne. So we're on the right track there. Like they got last year, this Angus Krieger is a very good player, and Hunter Lloyd's come in and he played very well. So they're just motoring on. They're going to trouble a few of the top sides, Lockhart. They're improving every week.
They certainly have, and Hunter Lloyd, you mentioned him, he kicked 3, and Keogh a couple, McDermott kicked a couple. It was a good effort from him. Culcan struggled up forward. Riley Noble tried hard for them. Angus Grigg, Hunter Lloyd, Charlie Schneider and Ryan Shaw got into the better players for a very improved Lockhart side. What about these Ramwabundry Waller Giants? 7-10, 52 beat Henty, 6-8-44. Phil, Henty's getting a bit wobbly down there at the swampy land.
Yeah, I thought they would have done might have got up at home, Henty. The Giants are not a bad side. I've seen them play once this year, but they're going well. Jack Duck played well, and they just keep popping up and bobbling along. So it was a lot in the game, really. 8 points at the end of the day, so they could have gone either way. But I think it's a good win to the Giants in the end.
It is, with Nathan Wardius 3. Shannon Turlick booted 2 for Henty, and Ethan Muller, Heath Olin and Joshua Klemke tried hard for them. But Jack Duck, Mitch Thomas and Thomas Plunkett really got the job done for the Orange men. And into this one, 16-14, Holbrook over Brock Burham 3-5. Can I call it that the Saints won't make the finals?
You can call that, Wayne. I'm not sure about that. It's everyone you talk to, there's 2 or 3 at the top who are going well. Possibly the Magpies have tailed off a little bit at the bottom, but there's a big logjam in the middle. So it's going to be a week-by-week proposition. It's just going to be interesting how that unfolds.
It is, but the Murray Magpies were done by CDHBU 2014, 134 to 7951. And gee, the Power are powered to the top of the table.
Unbelievable. So I think the Power head down to Howland on the weekend, so that'll be a good game. This is a good showing by the Magpies. They played pretty well, so they were sort of kept with them for a lot of the game. And then just in the last quarter, the CDHBU put their foot to the floor and off they went. So, but I saw Dalton, the general manager, and he said he cleared a few people to the Magpies during the week. So, I'm expecting them to continue improving.
Yeah, very good stuff. And Corey C.J. Smith booted 7, and it was a star. Ryan Beveridge with 4. Matthew Bush and Callum Butler and Kyle Doherty got the job done around the ball, and it was a big win for the Power, powering through the season. A lot of the kids will be pretty happy because Sunday they've got the big carnival.
Got the big carnival down in Lavington, bit of a AFL NEB run a carnival down there. Junior carnival, so I think there'll be probably 6 or 7 sides. 6 sides are in it. We've got the Hume League, Tallangatta, a couple of Albury Wodonga Junior Football League sides, and Wangaratta Junior side. So we have 3 games. We get the guaranteed 3 games in a round robin type setup, 15-minute halves. So we've got 2 sides in. So so we're looking forward to that. So it'll be a big day, and it's good to give the juniors a game. I think they're pretty keen on their interleague, the juniors. So it's good to get down there. And hopefully we'll get a bit of support from parents and a few people come along. So it should be a great day for them.
Under 14s and under 16 age groups. So we'll look forward to hearing how they go. Let's look forward now to the weekend Saturday matches. Probably going to be pretty fine weather and nice conditions for football like last weekend. Cold in the morning, but they're getting into a nice afternoon when the senior football sides run out the first grade. And Osborne, they will be first grade. They'll run out against Ramwell Bundry Waller. It's the battle of the Pleasant Hills. Who's going to win it?
Well, Osborne at home, Wayne, you'd have to be silly to tip against them. Playing well, ground them in great condition. I think it was 22 degrees last weekend, might be 16 or 17 this weekend, so we probably lost 6 degrees, but it'll be a sunny day and great day for footy. But I think at home, Osborne will be far too strong.
Billabong Crows a chance here for them to move themselves in that ladder logjam that you talked about. At Oaklands too, and with the big silos in the background, I think they'll beat the Murray Magpies.
Yeah, it'll be improved showing from the Magpies again, so they'll play well, but they'll play better. At home, I think the Billabong Crows will be too strong.
Yeah, Gindera get Culcan, a bit of a rivals match in this one too. There'll be a bit on, but gee, the Gindera side should beat Culcan with Trent Castles in form.
Castles played well last week. He really was. He was up and about. He started off in the centre and on the ball for a little while. Then he moved up forward and just marked everything. And his kick, as soon as it's a beautiful kick for goal. So and Culcan, they're up and down a little bit. But I think at home, Gindera will be far too strong.
Henty, moment of truth arrives. They've got to travel up to Holbrook, and could the Henty Swampies be sunk by the Submarine Boys?
I think the old Farrer League rivals. There's another bit of a Farrer League rivalry here, Wayne. So Holbrook and Henty, both great Farrer League teams of years gone by. So, but at home, Holbrook will be too strong. They'll be wondering what happened with the Billabong Crows game. They had a good win last week, and they'll really want to stamp their authority on this game. So I'd assume that they'll have a good win here, Holbrook.
Howlong take on the CDHBU boys. This is match of the round at Howlong. The Spiders at home. The Power come down there to visit from Corrine. It's going to be a beauty.
I'm heading off to Howlong, Wayne, to see this game. So it'd be good to see. Haven't been to a Howlong home game yet. So I've seen CDHBU play away at Lockhart, and they played well. So this will be a big test for the Power. But I just think Howlong have just sort of started to hit their straps a little bit. And I think at home, Howlong might be just a little bit too they'll just get up in a close game, I reckon.
Ooh, I'm going to go the other way. Go with the Power to keep powering on at the top. And Brock Burham, the moment of truth has arrived. The Flowman's called it. If they lose this weekend to Lockhart at home, you'd have to call it. But Lockhart are a real chance to win it, Burham Buttock.
Well, Wayne, they could be. It's a funny thing. Like over the years, these two clubs, of every time they've played, doesn't matter their position on the ladder, it's always been a great game of football. I remember a couple of years ago that Brock Burham were powering along and they turned up Lockhart. Lockhart really put it to them. So there's always been a close rivalry. At home, it's a Burham this game. I think Lockhart are a chance here. So I'm sorry, Lockhart. I'm tipping. Normally when I tip you don't go so well, but I think Lockhart could sneak home here.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I think it's the curtains time for the Saints, but that's when your back's to the wall, you've come out firing. Well, they'll come out firing across all games of Hume football in beautiful weather and lovely cool conditions, but sunny day. And Phil Bouffler, I know that the crops are growing, so you're in a sunny position yourself, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks, mate. My last paddock of barley about to be sown today, so I'll be done then. So I was just ferrying a couple of trucks down the paddock when you rang, so that's why I was a little bit puffed at the start, possibly.
Good to see that you're running around, getting your fitness levels up. He might be coming back for a game or two, but we'll catch up next week.
Wasn't too much running involved, Wayne. There was a fair bit of sauntering involved in that, so I was every now and then I'd stop and just check on the canola, so make sure that's going all right. So, yeah, it was a lead roll would be a better way of putting it.
Rolling along. Phil Bouffler on the Hume Football League report.